Warren Buffett lived in the same house for over 60 years. Because real wealth doesn't need applause. It plays a longer game. And the reason behind it is something most people never understand. Attention feels good, but attention is dangerous. The moment you become visible, you become a target. This is how wealth quietly disappears. Lawsuits. Old money avoids attention for a reason. One lawsuit doesn't just cost money, it costs time, reputation, and leverage. True wealth moves carefully to stay out of courtrooms. Scammers. The most dangerous scams feel exclusive. Private deals, inner circles, handshakes instead of paperwork. Old money survives by distrusting anything that rushes them. Bad investments. Quiet wealth doesn't chase excitement. It values preservation over applause. Most fortunes aren't lost in crashes. They're lost in overconfidence. Social pressure. Old money doesn't perform. No need to signal success to strangers. The loudest lifestyle is often the most fragile. Real wealth isn't about gaining more. It's about losing less. Old money understands something new money learns too late. Privacy is protection. If you want real wealth, disappear from the noise. Poor people save cash. Middle-class people chase salary. Rich people buy control. This is how real power is structured. Equity. Equity isn't cash. It's a permanent seat at the table. While money spends once, equity pays forever. Ownership means you don't ask for permission. You don't rent opportunity. You control it. Old money prefers assets that outlive headlines. Voting power. Voting power is silent influence. You don't need to speak loudly when your vote decides the outcome. The fewer votes you need, the stronger your position. Decision-making leverage. Leverage is the ability to say no. When others negotiate for survival, you negotiate for advantage. True leverage is having options and not needing approval. Cash creates comfort. Ownership creates control. They invest in time, buying freedom, not things. Privacy, protection from noise and attention. Health, longevity over appearance. Education, thinking advantage, not credentials. Quiet experiences, memories without an audience. Real luxury whispers, fake luxury screams. You won't see billionaires chasing trends. They chase cash flow. The businesses. Old money never talks about insurance companies. Why old money loves them. They collect money before they ever have to pay it back. Insurance isn't about risk. It's about float. Billions of dollars sitting quietly, compounding. No hype, no trends, just decades of predictable cash flow. Old wealth doesn't chase returns. It owns patience. Railroads. Why old money never sold them. Once tracks are laid, no one builds them twice. Railroads don't grow fast. They grow forever. Every product you touch, food, fuel, steel, moves because of them. Invisible, essential, untouchable. True power moves slowly and cannot be replaced. Waste management. Why it's quietly brilliant. Everyone produces waste. No one escapes it. This business doesn't depend on fashion, tech, or consumer mood. It depends on existence. Licenses are limited. Competition is blocked. Margins stay calm. Old money invests where demand never asks permission. infrastructure. Why families hold it for generations. Roads, bridges, utilities, power. You don't notice them until they're gone. Governments depend on them. Society depends on them. Cash flows are contracted and predictable. The richest families don't build empires. They own what empires rely on. Real estate, the old money way. Not flipping, not hype, not Instagram mansions. Old money buys boring property in irreplaceable locations. They rent, they wait, they refinance quietly. Time does the work. Wealth whispers when rent arrives every month. Old money doesn't chase attention. It owns the systems you can't live without. Most people think in months. Rich people think in years. The ultra-rich think in generations. This is how wealth is built without noise. Compounding. Compounding rewards those who don't interrupt it. Small advantages repeated quietly grow into permanent power. Old money understands. Time is the most valuable partner. Patience. Patience isn't waiting. It's restraint. Knowing when not to act protects capital better than constant motion. Fortunes survive because they resist urgency. Long-term positioning. Positioning means choosing where to stand before the crowd arrives. Not trends, not headlines, but assets that mature slowly and predictably. The goal isn't speed, it's inevitability. Fast money makes noise. Enduring wealth makes history. Time is their secret weapon. Poor people ask, how much can I make? Rich people ask, how much can I lose? This is how wealth stays untouched. Insurance isn't pessimism. It's discipline. Old money assumes things will go wrong, and plans so nothing is lost. Legal structures corporations, holding companies, foundations, not for complexity, for separation. When risk is contained, wealth survives. Trusts. Trusts aren't about control, they're about continuity. Assets move forward without noise, conflict, or interruption. Asset protection. Protection is invisible. The strongest walls are legal, not physical. If wealth is visible, it's already exposed. The goal isn't to make money, it's to make it untouchable. The goal isn't to get rich, it's to never be poor again. The best deals never go public. This is how wealth moves without being seen. Private investments. Private investments aren't advertised. They're accessed through relationships, not platforms. Old money prefers returns without headlines. Family offices. A family office isn't a company, it's a command center. It manages capital, risk, taxes, and legacy as one system. Efficiency replaces emotion. Quiet partnerships. The most powerful partnerships don't announce themselves. No press releases, no ego, just aligned incentives and long memory. Public wealth seeks recognition. Private wealth seeks control. If you hear about an opportunity online, you're already late. When money becomes your identity, you'll always need more of it. This is the difference between looking rich and staying rich. Ego versus stability. Ego demands attention. Stability demands structure. Old money chooses systems over applause. Silent confidence. Real confidence doesn't explain itself. It doesn't announce success or defend decisions. Silence is a signal of control. Emotional discipline. Emotions are expensive. They cause rushed decisions, public mistakes, and unnecessary risk. Discipline protects wealth when logic is tested. The loudest person in the room is rarely the most secure. Old money doesn't prove, it preserves. Rich families don't give money, they give responsibility. What rich families teach their children that schools don't. 1. Ownership. Early, always rich families don't raise earners. They raise owners, not get a good job, but own equity, own shares, own assets that work while you sleep. A child in a wealthy household learns early that your income is temporary. Ownership is permanent. They understand stocks aren't numbers on a screen. They're voting power, leverage, and control. By adulthood, ownership feels normal, not risky. 2. Financial literacy. Before emotion money is never emotional in old money families. It's procedural. Children learn. Cash flow before lifestyle, assets before liabilities, taxes before spending. They understand how money moves, not how it feels. No panic in markets, no euphoria in booms. While others chase returns, they study structures. The wealthy don't ask, how much can I make? They ask, how is this protected? 3. Delayed gratification, the ultimate flex. Old money doesn't rush. They wait. No need to prove success early. No need to impress strangers. They teach patience through long-term investments, compounding over decades, quiet accumulation. A rich child learns. If it pays immediately, it's usually small. If it takes time, it's usually real. Delayed gratification isn't discipline. It's confidence in the future. The real lesson. Wealthy families don't teach money. They teach time, control, and restraint. That's why their wealth lasts generations. Not loud, not fast, but almost impossible to erase. Hidden wealth isn't built loudly. It's built early. Wealth survives when values survive. Here's the truth no one tells you. The richest people don't chase money. They build systems where money has no choice but to flow. If you want attention, flex. If you want freedom, disappear. If you want real wealth, not internet wealth, subscribe to Hidden Wealth. This channel isn't for flexers. It's for builders.